Hello and welcome to Press TV's Top 5. I'm Marcia Hashimi. Thanks so much for being with us. Well, North Korea's state-controlled newspaper accuses the United States of double-dealing and hatching a criminal plot against Pyongyang. Now, the newspaper also said the U.S. aims to wage war on the North. The accusations came after U.S. President Donald Trump abruptly canceled a planned visit by Secretary of State Mike Pompeo to North Korea for denuclearization talks. Well, Trump said he called off Pompeo's trip due to insufficient progress in negotiations with North Korea. The U.S. wants Pyongyang to abandon its nuclear weapons. The North has shown no sign of readiness to do so as of yet. Crossing over to Toronto, joined by Eric Wahlberg, journalist and political commentator. Thank you so much for being with us. What do you think the story behind the story is with this North Korea-U.S. situation?
Well, there was some hope that this was an echo of Nixon going to China, that this was a big breakthrough, but it wasn't. It was just a Twitter kind of event. So you see, we're in a new age, this Twitter where you can make superficial statements and capture the attention very superficially. And that's of the U.S. would have to have a nuclear-free Korea. I mean, that's the only sensible outcome. First of all, to end the war, to just agree to end the war, which is still not done, and then to proceed with a nuclear-free Korea. That whole world would be delighted. But that's not is the world hegemon. Korea is an essential link in its world empire with its nuclear weapons there, its ships, it controls the Korean, an American general is the head of the Korean army. That's the situation in Korea. So none of that's going to change. And I'm not sure if I think it was a good idea on Kim Jong-il, his part to proceed with this or not. It's a little bit like the situation with Iran. You were offered this wacky proposal for negotiations without any preconditions with this American nonsense. Of course, there's preconditions. I mean, the U.S. is at war with.
Well, Eric, let me look at this side of things because we know that there are some that talk about the military-industrial complex actually in the United States, and actually that's the entity that really wants for there basically to be no peace anywhere, but especially in dealing with the situation in North Korea, they need to create this antagonist in order to actually sell more weapons to those around North Korea. How big of a factor you think perhaps is playing into this situation right now with the United States and North Korea? There are some that says actually President Trump really wanted to make a deal with Kim Jong-un. How do you see it?
Well, I'm not sure about that because he's not ready to dismantle the U.S. role of world leader or whatever. So. But he lives in a fantasy world. He's not really reliable. No one wanted him to, he did this Korea move on his own. I'm pretty sure that was his own thing. Just like his visit with Russia and his call for let's have negotiations with Iran. He's doing these things and people are going military-industrial complex. They don't want him fooling around. They don't want peace with Russia. I think the only sincere effort on Trump's part was he does want peace with Russia, and that's a kind of Eisenhower, Kennedy, Nixon. There's a strong tradition against the military-industrial complex, and but the complex doesn't want that. Eisenhower's final words. They didn't want Kennedy. They assassinated him. They undermined, Clinton was trying to make some peace, and undermined Nixon. So they're looking now to impeach. It's gotten to the point where impeachment is on the table, and it's got nothing to do with how many women Trump has slept with, or petty embezzlement, or whatever. It's about his attempt to make peace with Russia, and maybe the North Korea, but I don't think. I think the
Okay.
North Korea was
All right. Well, thank you so much, Tom. We're out of time. Appreciate you being with us out of
okay.
Toronto. Eric Wahlberg, journalist and political commentator.